Hey everybody, and welcome to Robin's house. Today we're working on the Winter Gnomes scrapbooking pages, and I really liked this border within a border within a border, and I just wanted to quickly show you how to do that. So it only takes 2 pieces of paper, especially to create this exact border, and my base page is espresso. So I'm actually gonna cut so it has a 1/2 inch border here around the edges, but I'm actually gonna cut it 3/4 of an inch because then I will have this piece all ready to go from the insides. And one thing you can do to help that, so when you trim a little bit, sometimes, especially if your blade isn't great, it'll leave a little jagged line. So I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna actually cut it on the light side so that when I'm done cutting, my light side has a perfect border on it because the dark side will be covered up. So what I need to do, if I want to cut a 3/4 of an inch, I put it, so here's my inch spot. I go back 1/4 of an inch and then I put it down and my inch spot here. So I go to 1/4 inch and I just set it down and I cut it all the way down to 11 1/4. And then we're just going to turn it. We're going to do the exact same thing, only from the bottom. So I'm going to put it on 3/4 of an inch. I'm just going to let the blade fall right where it was, or set it up 3/4 of an inch, and I'll go to 3/4 of an inch. And I'll turn it again, putting it at 3/4, and it should fall pretty close to where it was. And then just pull it down. And then we got to do one more time, 3/4 of an inch. So out of that, we now have 2 pieces of paper we can work with. We have the dark espresso outline, and we have the light espresso inline. And so now all I have to do is cut a piece of white paper to fit in here. So we know that this is 12 by 12. And if this has a 1/2 inch border, then I need to cut my white cardstock to 11 by 11. So then I just take my trimmer out and I cut it at the 11 inch mark. My table isn't flat. And I turn it and I go to the 11 inch mark. So now I can actually put my pages together, and it's a tiniest bit tricky. So I'm just going to show you real quick. So we know, well, actually, so there isn't going to be very much variance between this espresso border and the white border. But just to get yourself in a good habit, when you're doing 2 pieces like this, I always put glue on the inside of the shape as close as I can to that border. And I'm not getting very close on some of these spots. And then when you get your white daisy, which is the next layer, I put it on the outside as close as I can to the border. That way I will catch as much border as can be caught for both of those. And then I just flip it over and set it down. There we go. That way, no matter what happens, there is plenty of glue on this side, and there's plenty of glue on this side of the border as well. Except it dries fast. Oh, it dries very fast. And I didn't put very much glue on there, but that's the idea. And then you flip it over, and now I can take the light side espresso, and now I have 3 borders all in one by just using 2 pieces of paper. So it's very simple. Thank you so much for watching. Happy crafting.